In my last video, if you saw it, I spoke about how I've been wanting to do a little bit of a pond or a summer project, kind of like a low maintenance project out here to make this area something that's usable that I actually want to be in. I went to Bunnings and I got this little outdoor kind of tub thing. I think this tub itself is about 100 litres. So I just popped it on here. And then what I actually did was I got a pot as well that I originally had set up in here, and I connected my water change pump to it just to see what it would be like if I was to fill it with biological media to hold bacteria and basically use it kind of like a canister filter or a kind of sump kind of thing. Found that the flow from the pump that I do my water changes with was just way too much. If you packed all of the media into it, it was good. It was just overkill for such a small little tank. I wanted to try that out because I did see another pump at Bunnings too, and it has a UVC connected with it, so ultraviolet clarifier, which if you're not aware, it's something that takes out green algae from in the water. There's nothing wrong with having green water in a pond, I don't think, but because what I really want to do with this is I want to set up a little tower. It's like a fish high rise. You might have seen them before, like on Instagram and stuff. Basically what you do is you get like acrylic or glass and you sit it up and you suck all of the air out of it. Like I think Joey, King of DIY, did one with the guppies, like a guppy bridge, doing the same kind of thing. But for this, I just want it to be basically a tower. All the fish can swim up into it and it's a bit warmer. Normally the water that's in the tower, so it attracts the fish and they, you know, have a look around and it looks really cool. Thank you for everyone who replied on Instagram as well. I put a question out about what I should stock this with. Some people mentioned guppies would be cool. A lot of people said rice fish as well, so Medaka rice fish, which I think are from Japan, and they're really good because they can deal with a range of different temperatures. They are technically cold water fish like goldfish, so you wouldn't need a heater in winter. And being in Brisbane here, it doesn't get too cold in winter. It only gets down to maybe some nights, like the coldest would be like 4 degrees, maybe more like 12 degrees normally. So it's not super cold, but if it was a sensitive kind of guppy, they probably wouldn't make it through that if it was repeatedly like that. Rice fish, I think they're nicer from above when you look at them because their whole body is different colors, whereas guppies, I think from above and from the side as well, they will look really nice in there. For this video, what we'll do is we'll keep working on this pond, I think, and see what we can get. We'll go to Bunnings, I'm gonna get that UVC clarifier, and I'm gonna head to Atlas tonight as well to see my friends Finn and Marina, and I might see what they've got. We'll see if they've got some guppies and stuff maybe and have a little bit of a look around, but then this will be an ongoing project that I'll keep you up to date with. Alrighty, so I'm just at Bunnings and I'm in the pond section now having a bit of a look, so I'll show you the filter I'm looking at. So this is the one I'm thinking of getting because it's an all-in-one complete pump filter and UVC. I didn't realize it actually has a filter in it as well, which makes sense because it's kind of expensive. That is Australian dollars, so it's a little bit more in American. I just think I would like that for the ease of it, and then maybe in the future I can look at turning it into something else. But I don't necessarily need to hook it up to a pot then that has extra filtration since it's so small and this already has filtration. But I guess with these kind of internal systems you don't get a lot with biological media. It's normally just like a sponge or something like that. So I think let's just start with that. I'll have a look at the pots too in this little garden section, and as you can see, these are the little range that they've got of different ponds and stuff, which is where I got the one that I'm using from. So $120 I think for it, and it's 100 litres, so just a really nice and small little one. But let's grab this and get going. I got these little things too just for even like sitting the high rise thing on. I just thought these just give me a little bit of options and stuff like that, and I like plants, so I'm sure I'll use them either way at some point. But wait until you see this beautiful sword plant that I got. Check this out, it's so pretty. I just saw it in the planted section and it's got this beautiful flower on it and it's got some buds as well, and so it just sits in the water. Echinodorus cordifolis sword plant. I reckon maybe this one, if we just like sit it in here. It doesn't get sun all day here. That's the only thing. So we're just gonna have to see how things like this go. All right, I'm just gonna move it a little bit to the side, like here maybe. I think that that's really nice. The other thing I did do is I got a glass bowl, and it was so nice as well. It actually cost me a fair bit of money because it was glass, and I got a little planter thing to sit it on to try and do the fish high rise with that. And unfortunately, while I was trying to do that, the bowl cracked. I definitely think that plastic or acrylic is probably a better option because it is quite heavy once the water is in there, and glass just smashes so easily, even if it's in water, especially if you've got like kids or pets and stuff around, that could get knocked off off at some point. So probably better to use acrylic or plastic anyway, I would say. Leave it here for now. I've got some stuff I've got to get done, and then I will see you at Atlas tonight.
I'm Katie, welcome to my video.
So as I promised you earlier when I was filming and I said I was going to come to Atlas and I was going to film, I'm not going to let you down just because someone wants to go home.
Katie bought Domino's for us.
You've got a whole garlic bread to yourself now because I ordered 4 garlic breads.
And the driver sat on it?
Yeah, one was completely flat.
It was a naan bread.
I happen to remember that I need to do the fish high rise. And so as I was saying earlier, I had the bowl that I accidentally smashed. And I was saying that I think that it's probably best to not use glass and to use plastic or acrylic.
I just spat in it.
Oh, gross.
But this is a low iron tank.
Yeah.
It's extra clear.
Yeah.
Break resistant.
Seems like it won't break as easy. I do think there's probably something to do with the oval shape, like a bowl. Maybe a bowl would break easier.
Don't drop it and it won't break.
Okay, I did drop it, so hopefully I don't drop this one. And I don't have any pets or like any like kids and stuff that will be running around, so it should be fine.
Layla.
And Finn said that he'd donate it to the channel, so
why not?
I mean, what do we have to lose? So someone commented last week on the video, they wanted to know about Finn's Lake Tanganyika tank. I mean, not tank, trip.
My Lake Tanganyika trip. I went to Tanzania and I dived in Lake Tanganyika and I took a lot of video. Katie said she was going to help me with the video and she hasn't helped me yet, so.
No, that's not true. I have offered to help, but Finn's been procrastinating on it. I think he's been too busy.
I'm scared.
In 2 years, when Finn finally gets around to getting the video done, you'll get to see his trip.
Yeah.
So to set the fish high rise up, the first thing I tried was just dunking the whole thing under the water so I could get all of the air out of it. Then as long as when I lifted the tank up, if I didn't get it above the surface level of the water, it would retain all of the water. But I was a little bit scared because of how heavy it was and I wasn't sure how it was going to sit. So the other thing I tried was getting a siphon and just sucking the air out, which actually was really fast and it worked fine, except when it got to the top, what would happen is if you took your mouth off it, some of the air that was left in the siphon would travel up into it. So I found I just couldn't get rid of that little gap of air at the top and I didn't really like the look of it. So once I was more comfortable with the weight of it and how it was sitting there, I was more confident to actually just dunk the whole thing. I managed to dunk that. Now this tub was a bit fuller and just lift it up with all of the water in it, so now there's not a gap there anymore. I'm thinking I'll just put the pump in first, see how it fits and everything, and we'll go from there. Before I put the filter in, I'm just going to quickly show it to you. This part here, this sits on here. What this has in it, that is the UVC, so the ultraviolet clarifier here that'll help take algae out of the water. You've also got a little mechanical filtration part here, that blue part that you can see there, that's the part that will just filter out debris as well. And then they've got a tiny little biological media part here and here. What I'm going to do so I don't have to wait for the tank to cycle, or the pond to cycle, is I'm just going to take some filter media out of my sump and I'm just going to pop that media into it. That is like barely anything, I know, but it's going to be, I'm just going to start with such a tiny amount of fish and it's got plants and everything, it's not really going to matter. They should be just fine. Okay, and so there was a few different little filter or fountain nozzles that you could put on this, but I'm just using the one that it came with that was already on top of it. And I'm just going to pop it in as so. Just have to get all of the air out of it so it sinks. Watch this. So a little bit overkill, so let's fix that. So it turned out I might have needed some of the other nozzles after all. I did find one adapter that lets you change the strength of the flow. So I put that on, but honestly, I just found this whole thing a really big hassle. I think it was screwed in too tight and I couldn't get it to face the right way and everything, but it could just be me as well. So I don't know, but in the end, what I just had to do is, because I couldn't get it to face the way I wanted it to, I just ended up facing my filter a different way. So instead of laying it actual flat, horizontal on the base of the pond, I had to turn it vertical to get the nozzle to actually spray the right way. I've turned the flow down a lot and it's got a higher flow. It's got like 2 nozzles, so there's excess flow underneath the water that you can't see, but I've turned it down on here so it's not like too noisy. I don't like it when it's too noisy, and I don't know how it's going to go with the lily pads, like if they'll do okay if they get like sunken a little bit. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see how this all settles in. Now that this filter has cycled media in it, I'm thinking I might go out and I might just grab some fish, see what I can find, put something in here as a starter and get that cycle continuing, and then over time we'll just see how the plants go, see how the fish go, add some more as we want. But yeah, if I step on that flower, I'm gonna cry. Hopefully, now that we've got the filter going, that water in the little high rise will start to clear up as well. I just got some guppies, so I'll show you them out in the sunlight because I reckon they'll look really pretty out there. But I just got 10 assorted male ones just to give them a go first. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna go. I know that they'll be all right at the moment since it's summer, but as it cools down, I'll probably need to add a heater in, but I don't know as well with birds and stuff if they're gonna get eaten. So let's just pop these guys in here to float for a little while, and then we can release them in and see how they go. Let's see if I can get you a good look at them as well in here. All right, little guppies, let's be free. Into the water you go. Oh my gosh, they look really pretty with the black. Oh, so nice. I think they're actually gonna really like it in there. You can see him going underneath it. That's actually gonna be good protection, I think, having this. Oh look, there's already one in there. They've already gone and explored into it. That was quick. Oh look, there's a couple in there. That's so cute. Well, I think they like their high rise. Oh, they're going right up. I guess it's what they're used to. Oh, it's so pretty. Their colours are going to look so nice in the sun as well. Wow, that's beautiful. I think that sunlight makes fish more colourful too. And so hopefully this water will clear up even more as well, because the filter hasn't been on for too long. So if we give it a little bit of time, I think it'll just look nicer and nicer. I might just let it sit for a little bit, let the water clear up a bit, and then we can come back out and see how they're going. And I'll clean the top as well, get rid of those watermarks. Well, the sun is starting to set now, and you can probably see all the little guppies. Some of them are swimming around in the tower there. I think that this is going to look really nice as it progresses. I'm looking forward to seeing how this tank goes. And so that's it for this video, but hopefully you enjoyed seeing me set the foundations for this pond setup. And this is really how I set things up, because I think that just getting a tank or a pond running, so getting media that is cycled in your filter or cycling your tank, however you're going to do it, getting plants, just adding some fish, like some first fish into a pond, is really what I like to start with, and then from there you can start to fine-tune things. So really, like if you're new to fish tanks as well, just have a look at the nitrogen cycle, since I didn't really cover that in this because I used a cycled filter media in here, but that's how easy it is to set something up like this. I just did this week around when I was doing other stuff, just going here and there to the shops to get stuff to put this together, and I think it looks really nice, even though it's only literally just been set up and this is its first day having fish in it. So I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know what you think of this type of video. Let me know what you think of this little pond setup as well. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment down below what you think, and you might like to subscribe to my channel too if you like this content and you'd like to see more of it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.